And we're once again going to test the agility of our guest here on Money TV as we make a switch in the chairs with our guests, and they're actually quite good at this now. Brian, you've been on that drill before. Brian Altounian, he's the CEO of Platinum Studios, stock symbols PDOS. He looks out of breath, well, because he is. He just jumped into the chair as Dean was leaving. Glad to have you back on.
Thank you, Don. Good to be here.
Now, we've been talking about your company for a few weeks now, and I've always been just kind of mesmerized by what you folks do. You have this library of 5,600 comic book characters that you license for film, for television, for other forms of media. And we're just seeing this incredible resurgence in the last couple of years of comic book characters in the movies. I think all of the top grossing movies in 2008 are, Iron Man, Batman, are all comic book characters. Amazing stuff.
That's right. That's right. And as I think we've talked about before, it's historically really over the last 30 years or so, comic book-based feature films have done very well in the box office as a group. So it's a good time to be in this business.
So what's going on since we last spoke?
Well, it's interesting because with all of the talk about what's going on in the economy right now, not just here in the U.S., but obviously globally, it's had a large impact across the board. Historically, though, for the entertainment industry has been, we talk about this being somewhat of a recession-proof industry. But if you think back to the golden age of Hollywood was really born out of the Great Depression. And so, if there was ever a good time for the industry, it tends to be at times when the economy is a little bit tough. But the difference between the depression of those, of yesteryear and what's kind of going on in the economy today is we really only had one form of escapism in the entertainment industry, which was going to the theaters. And today, with the internet and video games and television, really, if you were just a film-based company, you probably have some resurgence, some upside. But as a company such as ours that has properties, and we have the rights to these properties to exploit in all forms of media, it really is a great time for us to be to take advantage, really, if you will, of this particular time frame, because we can take our properties and turn them into video games, into what we're doing online, and obviously in film and television. And so we've seen actually more positive traction, if you will, with the studios and with the networks for our kinds of properties. More now than really in the history of the company.
Well, when you think about how much time of your entertainment period you can occupy with, say, $10 when you go to the movies.
Right.
I mean, you're basically sitting there, you're occupied for a couple of hours, and it's very hard to get occupied for 2 hours for $10 anymore.
That's right.
And you can buy a video game for $40 or $50, and you've got that, and you'll spend hours and hours playing with that, or buying a DVD. So you're right. The entertainment business, even in tough economic times, seems to do well, and that's being proven at the box office this year.
Absolutely. And the benefit of comic book-based material is that generally with comic books, there's this whole universe that exists around characters. So we saw Iron Man, and we saw Iron Man's real first interaction, the establishment of Iron Man. But there's a whole universe that exists around Iron Man. And for us and our properties like Cowboys and Aliens, which we're doing with DreamWorks and Paramount and Universal, there's a whole universe that goes on beyond just what you first experienced. So the video game is going to be content that goes beyond what the movie is, and then there's online role-playing games, and there's merchandise, things that actually add content. So comic books as a base of material really it gives it such a greater breadth. And so as rights holders such as Platinum Studios, we're in a great position because we control these underlying rights in all forms of media around the world. So
really exciting. Again, Platinum Studios, PDOS. For more information, give us a call, 888-259-4449. Brian, thanks for the update. Great as always.
Thank you, Don.